What's up, everybody? KNZX18 Sports here. And man, this has been a pretty shit week. It's been a shit week as a fan because I had to watch my Eagles lose the Super Bowl. The Miami Heat on a two-game losing streak. I had to watch both of that. And I just saw Arsenal lose to Manchester City 3-1. The worst possible outcomes came to light. Man, that's tough. It's tough, man. It happens. You can't be, you can't be that lucky every game. But oh well, it is what it is. But yeah, let's talk about this game. Now, I was able to watch the first half, but I didn't miss the second half because, well, I got to go to work. Fortunately, so I'm going off by what I saw in the first half. I did watch the highlights. I wish I could watch the highlights with you guys, but copyright's a bitch. So So instead, I'm just gonna go off the ESPN, the statistics, and see what went right, what went wrong for Arsenal. Also, shout out to Manchester City, man. You guys have proven why you guys are champions in the Premier League. And now I believe, yeah, now you guys are in first place, so congrats to that. All right, let's go down here. So this surprised me. This right here. I can't remember the last time Arsenal had 63 possession against Manchester City. I can't believe that. Usually it's the other way around. But then again, pos- possessions, it's been proven even with big amounts of possession, it doesn't mean nothing with this scoreline. I mean, hell, they proved it against Everton where Arsenal had like 70% possession against Everton, and they still lost. So fuck. Anyway, but yeah, man. But even with 63 possession, they have 10 shots and only one on target. Yeah, this right here is a no-no right here. With Manchester City has 6 on target, which is I mean, look, the three goals speaks for itself. Foul wise, they commit Manchester City committed more fouls, yellow cards. There's some yellow cards, offsides, corner save, Arsenal 2 saves, and oh god, this actually no, this right here is just like beside the hiccup, Man City just became, you know, they're the reason why they're the champions, man. Arsenal now, Arsenal are now on 3-game skid. Ever since this happened, man, I thought, bro, we were about to take over. I mean, this is FA Cup game, so I'm like, you know what, losing that was no big deal. But then this Everton loss kind of was the start of it all, actually. And then we were kind of robbed with Brentford, but let's be real, they didn't play that good against Brentford anyway. Not this. But yeah, man, it is what it is. It's so long season, so get ready for that. And I'm hoping our Arsenal will have a more better results next week, or actually this Saturday, actually, to see to catch up to Manchester City. But now, without further ado, let's look at the lineups. And I'm going to give out each grades. With Ramsdale, I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. Honestly, with what I saw and also with the goals that were conceded, it was not his fault. Like the first one was Tomiyasu back passing and he wasn't ready, and Kevin De Bruyne scored a great goal. The second one was deflected shot that he had his hand on it, but it it was too it was still made past him. And the third goal was just you know Erling Haaland's power shot in far corner. There was nothing he could have done. But besides that, this game could have been a lot worse, honestly. If it wasn't for a couple of saves here, this would have been 5-1. But yeah, man, I'm just gonna give him 5. Distribution was okay. Couldn't knock him for the goals, but it is what it is. He's still my goalkeeper with number one. And but yeah, 5 out of 10. Tomiyasu. Oh boy. Now, 1v1 scenarios, he held Grealish to his credit, but I cannot excuse that back goal, man. That back shot. Like if you know you're in trouble, just kick it out. Why trying to pass it to your keeper unless you know there's nobody beside you? But as soon as he passes, you can actually see a visual in his face where he's like, no, as soon as Kevin De Bruyne was there. But yeah, besides that, I'm gonna give him a 4 out of 10. Defending wise, he did decently, but it was just that mistake, and you cannot make mistakes against this Man City team. You just can't. They will take advantage of mistakes, and that's what they did. William Saliba, honestly, he did pretty well against Holland for the most part. There were times that Holland did get the best of him, but there were times that he held firm. He was definitely the better between him and Gabriel. I will definitely get on Gabriel after this, but overall, I'll give him a 6 out of 10. The 3 goals pass was not really his fault. Gabriel, on the other hand, had a pretty poor game. I'm not going to lie to you. He was lucky that Holland was offsides, or that would have given it would have been 4-1 if that was the case, because that was a penalty. But luckily for him, Holland was offsides. There were some passes that were off. There, even though he did handle Holland to a degree, but it was mainly like his passes that was off a bit. That kind of was, I think, they resulted with the third goal, I believe. And yeah, and there were times where Holland, especially in the second half, that he got past Gabriel a bit too much. But compared to Saliba, it's a 4 out of 10 for me. It wasn't like terrible, terrible, but you can tell that it was not his best game at all. Zinchenko, not to Zinchenko. Zinchenko, yeah, loose on defense. He wasn't able to dictate the game, especially when you're inverting the midfield. But it was just an average performance, honestly. I will give him a 5 out of 10. Odegaard, you can tell he tried. Like he tried to make some great passes. He tried to get behind Man City's defense. He worked tirelessly to track back, but there is a reason why. This is why people need, especially Arsenal fans, need to calm down with him comparing him to Kevin De Bruyne. He's not there yet. Don't get me wrong. I love the guy. He's honestly one of the best players we have, and I think Man City, Real Madrid for selling us to him. He's not there yet. He's still great, but he's just not there yet. But besides that, though, I feel like he had an average game. Like you can tell he tried. He ran back. He tried to make some pass going forward. Like yeah, but he just couldn't dictate the game like he wanted. Overall, I'm gonna give him a 5 out of 10. Jorginho. Now, I'm not gonna be honest with you guys. When I found out that Thomas Partey was not playing and Jorginho was starting, I was kind of scared. I was like, "Oh no, Jorginho's gonna start." Oh, but to his credit, honestly, he had a pretty decent game. Like it wasn't his fault that Arsenal were down 3 goals. I will admit that he made some passes that were some of his passes weren't accurate, but to his credit, he held firm and he tried to make that pass to our wingers or striker to break through Messi's defense, which I like. Sorry about that. Um and honestly, he surprised me. I wasn't expecting. Honestly, he had a pretty decent game. Um, I'm kind of stuck between a 5 or 6 because I maybe because I was just surprised that this game wasn't his mainly his fault. Like I thought, I thought it was gonna be a disaster, but no, I'm gonna give him a 5. I can't give the midfield a 6 because I mean, especially like in the second half where I feel like that's when Man City really dictate the game a bit. Yeah, I'm gonna give him a 5. A 5 is fair. Now, granted, Xhaka is having that redemption season, but it was not his best game. You can tell that he really tried to go forward, but it was just not working. I th- I'm gonna get I think I know the reason why, but I'm gonna get onto that real after this. But honestly, he tried. I'm I'm just gonna give him a 5 out of 10. He tried. He defended decently. Some of his best were a bit wayward, but honestly, I let's be real. The whole team was just average to say the least. Honestly, today. But for Jaka himself, yeah, I'm just gonna give him like a 5 out of 10. Now, Gabriel Martinelli. I feel bad for this man. Like, I really do like Gabriel Martinelli, but damn, does he miss Gabriel Jesus? Ever since Gabriel Jesus went down with the injury, he has not been the same. And the reason for that because Eddie Nketiah, like he can hold out play, he can run around pretty decently, but that's not his game. His game is to be the box and the fox, get that like loose opportunities or in the box. What and also trying to he can come back as a false nine to pass back and get people open, but and that is in that stance he's not as good as Gabriel Jesus is. And also Gabriel Jesus and Martinelli had that great partnership where they like to switch around, so that give Martinelli more space. Because ever since the kid he started, he just not been the same. He has not been the same. Like these last couple games has been pretty poor for Martinelli. Now he tried. I'm never gonna accuse him of like not trying. He always tries. Honestly, he has that engine that I'm like, bro, I wish I had it. But it's just I'm just not seeing it. And if I'm being honest, I think um next game I think it's about time to start Trossard. At least until Jesus come back. So and then I'll put in Martinelli. But yeah, man, it just honestly I might have to give him a 4. I think it's time to start Leonardo Trossard next game. But yeah, man, Saka, honestly, a pretty bright spot. He handled Silva pretty decently, especially in the first half. He got the only goal for Arsenal, which was a penalty. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't a penalty in my opinion. But then again, VAR/refs uh, it has been inconsistent anyway. So fuck it, I'll take it because last game they kind of screwed up Arsenal for that bullshit goal that Brentford scored. But yeah, man, man, these refs just be inconsistent. But whatever, man. I'll get on the ref soon. But Saka himself, he was a bright spot. It kind of faded towards the second half, but that was like the whole team kind of like that was the whole team's fault, honestly, not just Saka. I'm gonna give Saka a 6. Yes, he scored. Yes, he gave Bernardo Silva problems, but kind of waned during the second half. Now Eddie Nketiah. Uh, I'm a bit mixed because he had a couple chances, especially I believe it was in the first half where he had a header that I thought he was going to score. And it was in the far corner. If I have to remember, the header was like right here, and he just headed away. And look, nobody's gonna be on. You're not Giroud. Giroud was always great at headers, but you got to score that. I'm sorry, especially against this Man City team. We need that first goal. And sadly, as soon as if I remember vividly, as soon as he misses that header, that's when Kevin De Bruyne scored off of Tomiyasu mistake. But yeah, man. But besides that, he never got really into the game. He had some moments, but moments were a bit far in between, especially in the second half. Second half, the dude was invisible. Like even though I missed the second half, I did watch highlights of it and other highlights of the second half, and I barely. Well, actually, no, he did have one chance, but that was just it. Yeah, I feel like besides the last he's now have like 3 games where actually no, did he start the Man City FA Cup game? I don't think I don't. No, yeah, he did. He did. So that's three games in a row where he just been below par. The Everton game, he was quiet. Now this game, he was quiet. And the Brentford game, he tried, but it was not there. Yeah, I think once Jesus starts or comes back, he should start. Put Eddie Nketiah in the bench after that one. But yeah, man, it is what it is. I believe there was the bench came out. Ben White. He honestly, the game was already over when he came in. Actually, I want to know why he wasn't starting, but I guess he thought. I guess Arteta thought that Tomiyasu can deal with the wingers in Holland, but that didn't turn out. Actually, made some couple mistakes. So Ben White, I'm gonna give him a 5 out of 10. Fabio Vieira wasn't really in for too long. 5 out of 10. Leandro Trossard. I actually want, honestly, I think he might have to start during the Aston Villa game. I feel like because he's a bit more experienced. He's more experienced than Gabriel Martinelli, and at least until once Jesus comes back, that's when I'll be like, okay, pull Martinelli in because they have a great partnership. Besides that though, for this game, I was gonna give him a 5. Mikel Arteta, I'm gonna give him a 4 out of 10 because I mean you can't really fault him for the some of the goals because that was mistakes. But putting in Tamiyasu instead of Ben White, kind of. Oh, maybe that's worse. You know what, man? No, I can't give him a 4. I'll give him a 5. Honestly, yeah, this felt like a freaking 5 out of 10 type of game, to be honest with you. But and like I said, man, it is what it is. But yeah, I'll give Mikel Arteta a 5. Refs, Great question. What would I give the ref? Because I'm not gonna lie, that penalty wasn't really a penalty in my eyes, and I thought, screw it. Ref's been like mediocre this whole season anyway, so I'm gonna give the ref a 4. But yeah, man, that's now Arsenal is in second place now. They're in second due to goal difference. We had a 8-point lead, not dwindled to none. It sucks, but still a long season though. Who does Arsenal now play next? I know they play Aston Villa next, but who do they play like the next couple of weeks? Okay, they do have Aston Villa, and they play Leicester. I think these two are away games. I think. I don't know. I think they're away games. Uh, they play Everton again. Bournemouth. I'll keep in mind as well the Europa League. So we'll find out more about the Europa League around March. But yeah, man, a lot. It sucks that this has to start with the. I'm sorry if I'm being, guys. I'm sorry if I'm being like all depressed and all that. It's just or sad. It's just tough because like, damn, man, this week's honestly like the worst. All the worst possible outcomes happened this week. I was hoping to be like starting these my YouTube channel with more optimism, but like, damn, that all the optimism drained. But like I said, man, thankfully now we're in the All-Star break for the NBA, so hopefully the Miami can recharge. Even though the Eagles lost the Super Bowl, I feel that they're gonna be back. I'm just hoping that Howie Roseman can make some moves in the offseason. As for Arsenal, look, we still have many more games to go. They still have a chance, man. They just cannot now. Now they cannot. Sorry, they cannot screw up with any more games. I always want to. It's always February, by the way. February always freaking sucks for Arsenal anyway. All right, guys. I'm just rambling now at this point. I'll catch you later, man. And don't worry. Even though the football wise, American football, American football wise, the Eagles are done. I will make a video about the two coordinators leaving. That should be next. I'll probably have that out this week, like Saturday or Sunday. All right, guys. Catch you later. Hopefully, hopefully, all my teams will be better results. All right. Peace.